All right, so now that the bourbon boom is kind of on the tail end, close to being over, however you want to look at it, we're starting to see some trends that are coming out of it, and they're kind of like here to stay. They're not going anywhere. And I think one of them is just this uprising of NDPs that are not going anywhere. And honestly, I think some of them are producing maybe some of the best stuff that you can either find on the market or even some of the best allocated stuff that's on the market right now. So today we're going to talk about it, try to maybe see where it's going even. All right, welcome back. My name is Zach. If you're new here, first off, welcome. Love having you. If you haven't though, normally you will see my partner Dave, who's with me. He's not with me today. He is actually enjoying his best life at the lake. Dave on a vacation. Shocker, I know. But anyways, miss Dave. But I wanted to get a video out because I've been thinking about this topic for a long time now. And I've been kind of seeing it with trends with the rise of NDPs that are honestly just crushing it right now. Now, before we start, we got to talk about a couple things. First off, hit that like, subscribe, notifications button. Check us out on Patreon. We literally just dropped a barrel pick. Shameless plug right here. This is an old Louisville. This is a weeder. This is a 7-year-old. It is phenomenal. I'll drop the link in the comments and in the description below. So please check it out. It's over on Bourbon Outfitters. It is gorgeous. After you check us out over there though, make sure you hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the fun stuff. Before we get into some of the NDPs that are really popular, let's kind of talk about what that is. Because I keep saying that, but I got to explain that for y'all who don't know. So an NDP is a non-distilling producer. Basically, they are somebody who basically sources everything they got. Now, there's a lot of reasons why somebody might be an NDP. They could be totally brand new and they are starting with their own stocks of stuff, but nothing's of age yet. It's super young. So they're just trying to source something to get a brand started because, it's not cheap doing all this stuff. Other brands just don't want to produce at all because it's actually hard to literally get the grains, get the column, get the rick houses, do all this stuff. It's actually a lot of work. And it's actually hard to be good at it. We kind of take for granted the big boys who are out there who are really good at it. Have a lot of money, which helps. A lot of these smaller producers will tell you that that's a big factor. But then they also know all the tricks of the trade because they've been multiple generations into this game. So they have all of this foundation that they are just set up ahead of time. And they just know exactly where they're going. Now, I think there's some real big, famous brands that people think about whenever they think of sourcing. One of them, if not the number one, and to me kind of has to be, is Willet. This is actually a sourced Willet. This is barrel 9536. This says distilled in Kentucky, bottled by Willet Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky. That's, for anybody who doesn't know, that's actually how you tell if it's sourced or not. You have to look at the back. But a lot of people think sourced. That's what they think. They think Willet, because let's face it, a lot of maybe, if not some of the absolute best bourbon that's ever been bottled is sourced Willet. It is what it is. I know it's not cheap. I know it's very expensive, but honestly, guys, it built the Willet brand what it is now. And now, they produce a lot of their own stuff. We see people who come in on the bourbon trail all the time and they have to have a pot still. They want a Bardstown bottle and bond. And, it's a very popular brand. And that's a great example of a brand who used source stuff until they were able to build their own brand out. So I kind of look at them a little different, but actual brands who I still look at today the brand who I look at today who is built off strictly sourcing, never produce their own, is Smoke Wagon. So Smoke Wagon has this amazing cult following. It's hardcore, great people who are in the clubs and the chats for all this stuff. And Aaron, who runs Smoke Wagon, he's like the coolest, like, whiskey cowboy you could ever meet in your life. I mean, follow him on Instagram. Check him out on Instagram. He is legitimately just fun to listen to and talk. He's smart, you know, talking to him before, you know, and he had the dream, I think, at one point in time of actually doing their own stuff. And then they realized how expensive it was going to be. It was like, I can just get MGP. And MGP just takes over for all the sourcing. And then, you know, later on, here comes Barton. Later on, here comes, you know, a combination of, well, I don't want to say later on, but Dickel was always in there. There's, you know, obviously now with Bardstown and Lux, and now you can find some stuff from Jim Beam on the market. You can find some stuff from Heaven Hill on the market. Like, there's all of this stuff that's out on the market, right? And not everybody who gets it is an NDP, but there's still a lot of people. And it has always driven me a little crazy whenever I hear people talk about, they source. I don't want it unless they make it. Because to me, sure, you can source bad barrels, but you can also produce a lot of crap. Like, let's be real. We've all had bad stuff before. I don't care if you are a big boy or not. We have all had bad and good stuff from everybody. So I've never really seen, I've never really like thought of like, you know, saying, oh, if its source is bad or all craft's bad or all big boys bad. Like, I don't know. I think it's a case by case basis. So that's me. I understand everybody's different, and I understand everybody has different bad experiences. I get it. But with NDPs right now, okay, let's go to the right now. I think there is such amazing opportunity for them. I don't think there has I won't say there hasn't ever been a time, because I don't consider myself a historian when it comes to all this stuff. But there's so much ultra-aged whiskey that's going to be hitting the market right now to be sourced. It's insane. So right now, we have a lot of great stuff. You know, I think with COVID, there was so many people wanting to source stuff. There were so many small brands that started. There wasn't a lot of great stuff on the market. There just wasn't. Like, you know, it was a lot of it was thin, a lot of it was weak, and all of this. Like, it just, a lot of it wasn't good. And I can agree with that. But now, it seems like the sourcing market has just went insane, went crazy. And a big thing that is setting it off right now, like a grenade, is this buff turkey stuff. So, whoops, should change that, turn that label. So this is an Elkwood pick. This thing is a monster, but this is 16-year-old. This is buff turkey, and this thing is just freaking fantastic. Love this thing so much. It's a shorty too. I can't remember. This is bottle number 44. There's not a lot of these in this one. But you have that stuff that just kind of exploded, right? And, you know, somebody's told me, what was funny was when I first had everything, everybody's like, oh, all the good buff turkey's coming out now. I was like, okay, I wasn't super impressed with it. But now the buff turkey that's came out here recently, I'm like, this stuff's actually pretty dang good. Like, some of this stuff, it's pricey. There is no doubt in my mind that it's pricey, and I get it. But some of this stuff is super great right now that's coming out. A lot of y'all probably ask, I just don't understand why Heaven Hill would sell something. I don't understand why Barton would sell something. I don't understand why Jim Beam or any of these, like the buff turkey stuff, why wouldn't Wild Turkey or whoever just bottle it for something. And what you all have to understand too is with these major brands, they have a profile that they want. They want a certain kind of profile, and they want to be able to put it in a bottle that fits what they are looking for. Okay? What do? You either small batch it, Wild Turkey 101, or do whatever. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't Wild Turkey 101 that. That's my bad. But you would do something to blend it out, and then you just get rid of it. But then you've wasted all this money, wasted all that time experimenting. You've wasted all those resources, that tax that you had to pay on it. You're better off to sell it, because these distilleries, they get a lot of money for those source barrels. A lot of those barrels aren't guaranteed yields. And then they don't have to worry about paying for the shipping. They don't have to worry about paying for the bottling. They don't have to worry about paying for the labor that would go into all that stuff. The glass, the cork, all that stuff adds up over time. They don't pay for all that. They literally age it and then send it off. That's all they gotta do. So I understand why certain distilleries would like to do that. I understand why other distilleries don't want to do that because they want to hold on to their stuff. Totally get it. But my whole point is, there's a lot of great opportunity right now with a lot of great source, NDPs, just all these brands out here in whiskey and bourbon right now. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, I'll give him another shout out. I mean, over at Old Louisville, he's crushing it right now. His MGP, most of his stuff is MGP. He has some finished stuff. I love our single barrel we did. We just did a weeder over there, and this thing is a absolute monster. And I just love it. You know, another brand that I think is, actually, I'll give you two more brands that I think are absolutely crushing it right now. First off, I got to give Dan and Sean a lot of love on this. They started their brand, and I know everybody's going to be like, well, you're friends with them, another YouTuber or whatever. But honestly, I think he's doing a great job. I think Dan and Sean are both doing great jobs with what they're doing. They have a ton, their flavor profile hits, has a ton of variety with it. And, you know, they do a lot of things right with it. I don't say that about a lot of popular either YouTube brands or influencer brands or whatever, but I really do stand behind what they do because I think they do legitimately a great job. And then lastly, Rare Character. They are taking off like a rocket right now. This is a Who Rhino pick. This is Ryan Alves over at Justin's House of Bourbon Outfitters. This straight up was my favorite rye of last year. And it's experimental rye from a place out in Tennessee, and this thing's just an absolute monster. Rare Character has really impressed me over last year. Nashville Barrel Company, they're another one who's also, I almost forgot them. They're also another one who really impressed me this last year. But those just few brands are just kind of taking off right now and just really crushing it. And I think the sourcing market is getting better and better and better. It's flooding because of all the stuff that's been going on with distilleries hemorrhaging out money. Like, for the people who don't love NDPs, I'm just going to let you all know right now, this is a great time to look into them. You're going to get a lot of proof, you're going to get a lot of variety, and you're going to get a lot of opportunity because these companies are selling them for cheap. And I do mean cheap. Now, could some of them be bad? Sure. I think a lot of them have been pretty good though. A lot of them I've tried, pretty good. So I'd give it a shot. Try it on a bar. Try it at a distillery if you can. Try it wherever you have an opportunity to. So, but anyways, it's kind of my rant. A little short, sweet Sunday rant that I had about NDPs. So anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you all checking it out. If you all are interested in the Old Louisville pick, I'll leave it, like I said, in the comments in the description below. It is a monster, so I hope y'all give it a shot. You guys will not regret it. So anyways, love y'all, and we'll see you.